God for guiding us, trusting in His word the way. Thanks to God for guiding us, leading us through Judgment Day. He will guide all the way. God will see me through each day. His commands I'll obey. Serve Him throughout Judgment Day.
Thank you for taking my question. Can you please look at Luke chapter 22, verse 61?
Luke, yeah.
Okay,
well,
yes.
let's go to Luke 22, verse 61. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter, and Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice.
And may you please look at Psalm 31, verse 16.
Psalm 31?
31, yes. Psalm 31, verse 16.
Okay, Psalm 31. Make thy face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake.
And maybe the last verse would be Numbers chapter 6, verse 25 and 26.
Numbers 6. Numbers 6, verse 25. Jehovah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Jehovah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace.
Oh, yes, thank you. And I've always been curious reading through the account of Peter denying Christ 3 times as the Lord has prophesied. And the Lord turning his face to look upon Peter in Luke 22, verse 61. I wonder, is it at this time that God is revealing himself upon Peter in terms of salvation? And how does that apply to us during the church age or during the latter rain when we are reading the Bible? Does the Lord turning his face upon us mean he is revealing himself to us in terms of salvation? And is it at this time that maybe Peter has been saved?
Well, no, I don't think this is the time Peter was saved. I think there's numerous instances where we could look back upon in the gospel accounts. Peter was at the Mount of Transfiguration, and other events where he was called and he followed, and he would at times do things that were boisterous, or he would have failings. I mean, he was a sinner like we all are, and here at this time where he denied Christ, and the Lord had foretold that he would, it's because God is illustrating that Christ, the head of the church, was subject to the wrath of God, and it was as though the Lord was not present for a time, and the people of God were troubled. The man who ran away naked, and here Peter denying the Lord 3 times. But I don't think it has to do with that. But you're correct about God's face shining upon us. If we go to Psalm 80, the Lord ties that with salvation. In Psalm 80, I think at least 3 times, in maybe more than that, Psalm 80, verse 3, turn us again, O God, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Verse 7, turn us again, O God of hosts, and cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. And then in verse 19, turn us again, O Jehovah God of hosts, cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. And the face and presence, the English words are a translation of the same Hebrew word, and so God's face, we can relate to light and the power of the gospel as the sun is a type and figure. The sun up in the sky is a type and figure of the light of God and the presence of God, and so it does tie into salvation. But there is also an element of revelation that has to do with God's face or presence. Remember when Moses went up into the mount and he was in the presence of God, and then when he came down, the Israelites could not look upon him due to the reflective glory, as he had received revelation, divine revelation from God, and he had to put the veil over his face. And the Lord relates that veil to the scriptures in, I think it's 1 Corinthians chapter 4. In 1 Corinthians 4, it says, is it that chapter, or is it, no, it's not that chapter. Well, yeah, I'm not sure exactly. No, that's chapter 5. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I can't find it right now, but the Bible speaks of the taking away of the veil in the face of Jesus Christ. So it has to do with salvation, the veil over the heart, and the heart. When someone's spiritually blind, it's because of their heart, and then God takes away the veil, and then they can see. But as God continues to reveal truth, it's as though we are seeing the face of God ever more clearly, because the Bible reveals the person of God. And the more truth God reveals, the better look we are getting at God himself. And I think it's one of the reasons God had to seal up the word. What would be another way of saying seal up the word? Veiling the word, hiding the word, because the glory of the truth, which represents God himself, was too great and too much for it to be seen by the masses over the many generations of the church age. So God veiled that, hid it until the time of the end, and then he takes it off, and actually he slowly, doesn't he, reveal information to us. He doesn't show us all the glory at once, but we're as it were hidden in the cleft of the rock as he shows us his back parts. He's just showing us more and more of glorious truth that reveals his glorious person. And so there may be an element of that, but it's the context at that time when Peter's denying Christ. That's not the time of revelation. It's after. And that would be John 21. John 21, as many theologians have pointed out, Peter denied Christ 3 times, and now the Lord asks him 3 times if he loves him. And it's the restoration of Peter, they call it. But again, as we've learned, it is God revealing much truth at the time of the end or in the day of judgment.
Praise to God for guiding us, trusting in His word the way. Thanks to God for guiding us, leading us through Judgment Day. He will guide all the way. God will see me through each day. His commands I'll obey, serve Him throughout Judgment Day.